base liquid's clear, I actually needed to lighten this up. I didn't want to add clear glue in to white glue just because I didn't want it to be an opaque slime. So I added some white pigment, and this is a pink to white color shift. It's a pearl pigment, so pretty. And at first the color looked like it was going to be purple, but when I was going towards the back, it looked more like an auburn green. So I added some more just to get a constant color, and it ended up mixing to a really gorgeous purple color. Once it got to this constant, it was okay to activate, so I went ahead and activated it, and I went and tried the mixer again, hoping this time it would be different. This is actually so much worse, so I had to activate this off camera. But it ended up being a really deep violet shade, and around the edges you can see that it's green, and this is because the base of the slime actually ended up green, and I'm not sure exactly how this happened. Next up, we're going to be getting rid of my white glue, and I wanted to make a glossy thick slime just because I haven't made a big batch of this in a while, and my favourite recipe at the moment is to mix two different glue types together, one of them being a clumpy one like the Scola one, and the other being a smoother but thinner texture like the Elmer's one. To soften up the recipe, I do like to just add scent and a ton of food dye. I find that the scent melts the slime down a tiny bit over time. I added about 3 teaspoons, and the food dye really thins the texture as well. So if you add further ingredients, for example glycerin, which does work but it melts it down over time in addition to these ingredients, but used individually it can be great. I then go in with my activator, and like you can see here, if you gradually activate it, it's really smooth, and it does take a bit longer just to mix in, but it doesn't clump up, so you don't need to massage the slime for as long, and it ends up being a lot easier. Like you can see here, it's easier to get that one wrong, whereas this one is more gradual. It is very smooth, and I like to activate it until the stage where I can touch it, but it isn't as thick as it can be because the bubbles need to rise, so I like to leave it a bit thinner like the first clip and then reactivate it to get it thicker like the second. I decided to customize some of the leftover slime, and I made a Starbucks drink, starting off with some clay confetti sprinkles, and then I drizzled it in, and it was so nice how separated all the colours stayed. I love the little line between the pink and the blue, and after this I went ahead and added some shaving foam, and this is a really great addition to the previous recipes just because it thickens it up. The only downside is when you're puffing this up, it gets more bubbly. I have to add to make this slime a crunchy slime is some beanbag filler. It's actually way better to add this when it's sticky because if you add thick slimes, it can harden up the slime. The way I make clear slimes also changed. I use the same glue, but I also use super clear activator. And this, and also making sure all of the utensils you're using are super clean, are the key ingredients to making this not go cloudy. And I actually added my ingredient in the end. I just added foaming soap just because this adds bubbles, but it also makes the texture super silky.